What's up, guys? I think it's time that humans take a bit of a stand against some things which are just completely stupid. So recently I was watching a Linus Tech Tip video. I love him, he's a great YouTuber, but I don't like what he was doing. So he was building what is known as a Bitcoin mining machine. So that's basically a computer which is, in essence, using their graphics cards and their mainly their graphics cards, but sometimes a bit of their core processing units to discover the answers to maths problems. Now the problem I have with this is what it does is Bitcoin mining is basically you solve maths problems, and by doing so you earn Bitcoin. That kind of makes sense. I'm all right with that, right? To a certain extent. That certain extent is when you can do all the maths problems by hand, by yourself. So what it turned out for people to be doing is going over to their computers, like this one here, sorry, at the beginning, and then what they did was they started using algorithms to sort out the questions. And I'm not one of those idiots on YouTube who talks about algorithms and has no idea what they are. I do actually know what an algorithm is. It's a step-by-step method of solving a problem which is usually performed by a computer. So now we've got that out of the way, you can listen to me as if I know what I'm talking about. So basically what it does is they make maths problems. The people who are releasing the Bitcoin, there's about 21 million Bitcoin which will be released in mining, but we'll see what happens, I guess. People started off using algorithms, and okay, I'm okay with using simple algorithms to work out simple solutions, like the 10,001st prime number or something like that. That is something I'm completely fine with. That is completely normal. But because people were using algorithms more, they were finding it a lot easier to solve the problems. So Bitcoin decided to take a stand against this and increase the difficulty of the problems. That's what they did when people started using algorithms, because I'm sure it started off with something like 2 + 2 is 4. As the difficulty of the questions rose, people decided to buy better equipment. So they would buy better graphics cards because they realised that graphics cards were more useful than the CPUs. And thus the questions got harder and harder and harder. And now they're at a situation now where people like Linus Tech Tips, this is what I'm most annoyed about, is the Linus Tech Tips video where he put 13 graphics card in a computer in order to mine Bitcoin. Now, okay, you guys might be saying, John, it's an investment. It's an investment. You're making something which should get a lot better. Okay, so here's the thing, right? My computer here, right now, is overheating, right? You can hear, right? That's my computer overheating. That's how my computer sounds when it's trying to run some big process. I don't know what it's doing at the moment. I'll probably go and check that out in a second. But that's what Bitcoin mining machines are doing all the time. They're overheating so much that people are putting in certain measures to make it overheat even less than a gaming PC like mine, or gaming laptop like mine. They're not great for cooling, but they're making more work cooling. But still, they're getting really, really hot. So much so that people are recommending not putting wood anywhere near it. Which, okay, kind of makes sense. But when you have to make sure that you're not putting wood near it, it's obvious that they're getting too hot. Now, what's my problem with this? If things are getting very hot, then they're using more electricity. That is something that we kind of understand. At least it's not using more electricity. The electricity it is using is less efficient, essentially, because it's transferring more of its energy into non-useful energy, such as heat, which is not useful for a computer, but it is for, say, a heater. And what does this mean? That it's using a lot of electricity. And in the situation we are in this world at the moment, we don't have a lot of electricity. Well, we do. We have loads and loads we can use, right? But it's not a viable source, right? At the moment, we are still relying on fossil fuels and nuclear power plants to get most of our electricity. So I'm not saying that Bitcoin mining should be completely illegal. I'm thinking that if you are making a way of creating that electricity yourself without using non-sustainable stuff, such as coal, gas, things like that, then I don't think that you should really be permitted to run a 13 graphics card Bitcoin mining machine, because that is literally a waste of electricity, all for your personal gain at that moment. If you're using your own wind turbine in your back garden to power a Bitcoin mining machine, then you are doing something very good. That is something which I would recommend. However, if you are using the main from the national grid or whatever you've got in your country, and that's just coming from nuclear power plants and coal places and oil places and gas places, then you should seriously reconsider, because you are doing a lot of damage to the world for literally no other gain than you can get some Bitcoin. But I think this is the worst example of taking advantage of the world for your own profit. You're not even contributing to the world in general. But guys, if you want to mine Bitcoin, then at least invest in some form of renewable electricity for your own use, and then I'll be alright with it. However, until then, I'm gonna start a petition, which is in the link in the description, which you can go and sign, to make Bitcoin mining not completely illegal, but very decreased, because I understand that people have spent a lot of money on their computers for mining Bitcoin, and I think that although it was a stupid investment, no offense to people who did it, it's not profitable for the world, is what I'm trying to say. And I honestly think that perhaps, okay, you can keep those machines. I understand they're not going to be very useful. If you want to keep mining, put solar panels on your house, do things like that. Make sure, because also solar panels aren't exactly great for renewable electricity, because they use non-renewable electricity to be made, and quite a lot of it, and they don't produce that much electricity. So what I'm trying to say is, if you're just using electricity from the mains, then Bitcoin mining should be illegal in your case. That is what I'm trying to say. If you agree with me, go and sign the petition in the description. If you don't agree with me, then please tell me why, because I want to learn, and I want to teach other people, because this just doesn't make sense. Thanks for watching, guys.